Did you know there's a speedrunning category in Hard Gold Soul Silver where using a Shuckle against Red's level 88 Pikachu is the best strategy to beat him? It's pretty ridiculous, but not the only crazy thing we use throughout the speedrun. So how about we start our journey in Johto just like everyone else and pick the best starter? If this were Pokemon Crystal, it would be Totodile, but the remakes fixed this mistake when Game Freak decided Bellsprout Tower should be a requirement to unlock Falkner's Gym. And with all those grass types in Bellsprout Tower, Totodile doesn't really stand a chance. Cyndaquil starter dominance lasts all the way until Whitney's Gym, where things get a bit weird. The first step to getting weird is by stealing the free Spearow Kenya. Turns out evolving Spearow is really easy, and Fearow is actually way more powerful than you think. Not only does this busted bird come with some solid guaranteed stats in nature, but also the moves Aerial Ace and the surprisingly effective Mirror move. That's right, the signature move that bird trainers love to use the wrong way. The plan with our Fearow is simple. Take out Whitney with her own power. The fairy is an easy two-shot as long as Metronome doesn't pick. But when the cow comes out, that's when the trap is fully set. Let's break down the gym fight versus Miltank a bit. We're going to start off by using 2 Leers to lower its defense. At this point, Attract and Milk Drink aren't an option since Miltank is at full HP and Kenya is female. Rollout also isn't an option, even though it's super effective because it does less damage than a Stab Stomp. And the great thing about Stomp is not only does Miltank get the stab bonus out of it, but so do we. You might know where we're going with this. Mirror move lets you use the last move that targeted you, so I can use the power of Whitney's own Stomp against her, obliterating the infamous cow on the spot. Not only this, but Kenya being a normal type makes it immune to ghost type attacks, making Morty's entire gym an absolute joke. But that wasn't the only step to getting weird. Step 2 is obtaining the bicycle. With it, we're gonna go fast, crisscrossing over the load lines in a very specific pattern to perform a trick called a tweak, what I like to call
Earthbending style.
That's right, we're moving other parts of the route above the city into the city itself. Not only has the route been moved to a new location, but people start sinking into the ground. Even you sink into the ground. This is a good thing though, because normally you'd have to get Whitney to go back into her gym, but why would we do that when you could just go below the lady blocking the gym altogether? And would you look at that, Whitney never actually left her gym. She's just sitting there waiting for you to battle her. But the cool thing is, accessing the gym like this is only one way to use the bike glitch. This trick even lets you Thanos snap away a bunch of trainers by deloading them completely. Not even this tree is safe from your wrath. But we're not done just yet. We haven't even gotten to the 2 big stars of the show. When folks enter the gate above Mahogany Town, they'll typically sprint straight towards the oh so beautiful red Gyarados, completely overlooking the true prize hidden in the water. Seriously guys, I'm over here. Route 43 is where you want to be. And all you need is a Repel, a Pokemon above level 25 but below level 50, and you get this. A level 50 red Magikarp. And what's this? A super close rare candy laying on the ground? Oh, you shouldn't have. But what you should have done is subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content and want more cool Pokemon videos. But now I know what you're thinking. Where's Shuckle in all this? And how much longer until we get to the red fight? Don't worry, my friends. We just need 2 more gym badges and we can beat the rest of the game. Our first stop will be in Cianwood City, where we can fight Chuck. Chuck's gym badge lets us fly to places super fast and also gives us a reason to drive by this house to finally pick up our buddy, Shucky. Shucky is a gift Pokemon, and just like Kenya from earlier, most gift Pokemon have the exact same stats and nature every time you pick them up. This will be an important fact for later, but now we're gonna need to take one last pit stop before heading straight into Kanto with only 5 gym badges. You remember this dude that keeps pushing it back, trying to scam you out of a few bucks for a Rage candy bar? Funny thing is, even if you buy it, he just tells you to slow down, go sightseeing, and won't even let you pass him until you've beaten both of the Team Rocket takeover sections. Well, as it turns out, if you sink him into the ground with another bike trick, you can just bike over his big bald head. I'm sure he'll never bother you again after that. Doing this lets us grab Waterfall early to give Gyarados a move that isn't just Tackle, Splash, Flail, and Strength. And with Waterfall safely on our Gyarados, it's time to fly back to Newbark Town and do yet another bike trick near this sign. This causes the land from Route 29 to be placed on top of the water on Route 27, letting us bike across it to perform one more bike trick, turning the rest of Route 27 into a big black void. This lets us zoom past this dude who's really excited about Kanto and even skips having to obtain the final 3 gym badges just to pass over these 2 little waterfalls. Now, with us getting closer to Victory Road, you might be wondering 2 things. 1, how do we get past the badge check with only 5 badges? And 2, is it possible to skip the Elite 4? Funny thing is, most badge check counters in Pokemon are as bad as security at a convention that just tells you to go ahead. We definitely checked everything. Sometimes you don't even need a single badge if you can somehow get here early enough. But as cool as not having gym badges is, we do still have to fight our way through the Pokemon League, but that's a breeze with our overleveled Gyarados. Now roll the credits, baby. It's time for the actual gym portions of Kanto. Spoilers, we're actually only going to need to beat one of them. Our journey to Kanto starts by putting Shuckle at exactly 35 HP. We'll then get on the SS Aqua to beat up a lazy worker, rescue this child, and off to Vermilion we go. The goal for destroying Kanto is to reach Viridian City. So, we'll have to make a quick stop in Saffron City to get to the next bike trick location on Route 8. This once again creates a giant black void, getting us past any and all annoying trainers before making a trip through and to the south of Lavender Town, since that's the fastest way to get to the right side of Route 11. Route 11 is the location of a giant Snorlax blocking your way into Diglett's tunnel. Normally, it'd take about 30 minutes of gameplay just to grab the items in order to get this thing to wake up. But instead of waking up Snorlax, we can just make him disappear, which gives us a direct path through Diglett's cave to reach Viridian City for the final gym badge. As it turns out, fighting the other 7 Kanto gym leaders is a waste of time when you could just go below this dude blocking your way. Normally this dude would tell you, a young man from Pallet became the leader, but he's often away. But that's a complete lie. Blue happens to exist in 2 places at once. One is at Cinnabar Island waiting for you to talk him into going into his gym. And one's already inside his own gym. It's hilarious, but this guy's a compulsive liar, and this guy's just lying to himself. I know your secrets. But hey, we can now fight Blue, which is kind of tough, but a bit easier if you have a female Gyarados. You can definitely win this fight with a male Gyarados, but the best thing about having a female Gyarados is the reward you get for beating up Whitney all the way back in Johto. Whitney rewards you with Attract. When you use the move Attract, you get a 50-50 chance that every time the attracted Pokemon goes for a move, it'll be immobilized by love. This becomes important due to Blue's lead Exeggutor having a ridiculous moveset. Since Exeggutor can't kill you with any of its moves, it'll spend most of its time going for Trick Room. Trick Room makes it so the slowest Pokemon on the field will go first. And putting both Trick Room and Hypnosis on the same Pokemon means if you're on the very last turn of Trick Room and you get put to sleep on that turn, back of the line, bud, you gotta wait another 5 turns. What makes this even worse is the amount of setup required to beat Blue. 1x special defense, 1x speed, and 6x attacks. That's a minimum of 8 turns, giving Exeggutor multiple ways to slow you down, or even worse, crit you and kill your run. Oh, you sack of... This is where female Gyarados comes to save the day. By using Attract to immobilize Exeggutor with the power of love, you decrease the amount of chances it has to slow you down, put you to sleep, or land a powerful critical hit before we can finally give Shuckle his moment in the spotlight. But we're in the good timeline where you sweep every one of Blue's Pokemon and are rewarded with the final Kantonian gym badge. With a single step outside, you get a call from the Professor Oak. He wants to congratulate you personally on all the hard work you put into getting those Kanto badges. And just like that fool guarding the desk at Victory Road, he rewards you with access to the final area of the game without ever checking your badge case. Woo! Time to profit off of all these glitches with a trip to Mount Silver, climbing all the way to the top before swapping Shuckle to the front of the party. Get ready. Here we go. The battle versus Red starts like this. Do you remember how we mentioned Shuckle is a gift Pokemon? When we entered the battle at 35 HP, this gave us a 93% survival rate against Pikachu's Quick Attack. And that small 6% chance to kill with a priority move causes Red's AI to forget that all his other moves can kill too. Otherwise, Shuckle would probably be obliterated on the spot, but instead, he'll survive at 1 HP every single time, unless you're really unlucky. God! The goal in having Shuckle survive at 1 HP is to use Pikachu's weakest move against him, because we have access to the move Encore. Encore forces your opponent to use the last move they used against you, anywhere between 3 to 7 turns. We'll use the first turn to heal our Gyarados in the back of the party, sacrificing Shuckle in the process to avoid leveling him up. Rest in peace, King. Turn 2 and 3 will be used exclusively to set up 2x speeds, doubling our speed to levels high enough to outspeed and KO the Pikachu if Encore ends too early to set up further. If Encore lasts for the maximum amount of turns, the setup is free, and we can sweep red without trouble. Otherwise, Snorlax will always come out next. This means 2 things. 1, we can use Attract again for even more free setup with a female Gyarados. Or 2, you survive. You don't die. You don't get crits, and you set up for X attacks. You're at a disadvantage, but that's okay, because you just got enough speed and power to 2-shot the rest of Red's team. And just like that, Pokemon speedrunners can use something as weak as Shuckle to beat someone as powerful as Red. But those speedrun stories are for another video.